Yama, I'm Jack, and this is Newsbreak. Matilda's captain Sam Kerr is facing charges over in the UK for allegedly harassing a police officer. Here's Michelle with what we know so far.
Overnight, some news broke about Sam Kerr.
Matilda's captain Samantha Kerr has been charged with a racially aggravated offence involving a police officer in the UK.
We don't know much about what exactly went down, but the Metropolitan Police in London have accused her of using insulting, threatening or abusive words towards a police officer in an incident that happened back in January 2023. Kerr was officially accused of committing the offence on the 21st of January this year, almost a year after it allegedly happened. And she reportedly denied the charge in court yesterday, saying she's not guilty. The Matilda's captain and Chelsea striker is currently sidelined with an ACL injury and hasn't said anything to the public yet, while Football Australia says it only found out about the allegations this morning and won't be commenting on the situation because it's a legal matter.
There is a process that is underway in the United Kingdom, and that process needs to run its course.
And with her 4-day criminal trial not due to begin until February 2025, it might be a while until we know more.
Ooh, the Australian government's been warned it's running out of time to tackle the spread of fire ants in the country. A big public hearing into the spread of the invasive species is underway, looking at the expected costs and impact of the pest on human health, agriculture, infrastructure and the environment.
They're going to change the whole way we live. They're going to change everything that we do in Australia, and they're going to change it for the worse.
The pests were first detected in Queensland 23 years ago, but in the past few months, these destructive ants have marched over the border to New South Wales, leaving locals and experts pretty worried. Ooh, the arcade classic Pinball is making a comeback amongst young people, so we caught up with one of the country's best players to find out more.
It's an arcade icon that was hugely popular for decades before Emily was even born. But now, at just 20 years old, she's the queen of the machine.
I'm currently the top female player in Australia, and I'm the top 500th in the world.
Her love for this quirky sport came from her dad, who's collected more than 60 pinball machines, giving Emily plenty of practice as she was growing up.
I first started when I was 3. That's when I could reach the flippers, and then I started playing tournaments when I was 10.
Emily says that she was usually the youngest and only female player at tournaments. But in recent years, there's been a big change, with 4 of the current top 5 players in the world being younger than 21.
Some of the best players in the world are teenagers at the minute.
Whenever you're paired up with a young person, you know you're in trouble.
But players like Emily want more young people to get involved.
There's not too many young players that are still in Australia, but we're trying to entice as many young players as we can right now.
We need more Emilys in the sport, like the young people that are not necessarily middle-aged men, coming in and shaking things up.
Which will hopefully keep the lights flashing and the bells ringing for this iconic game.
Well, now it's time for sport. Sort of. It's sort of sport. Sort of sport. Elise Perry has broken not a record, but a car window. During a Women's Premier League match in India, the Aussie cricket star hit a 6 that smashed through the window of a promotional car parked in the stands. Whoops. Meanwhile, the rest of the game was a smashing success too, with her team winning by 23 runs. To Paris now, where they've just unveiled the poster design for the 2024 Paris Olympics. And ooh la la, isn't it just très magnifique?
I wanted something very flamboyant, very rich, very colourful.
Yeah, that's exactly how I was going to describe it. And finally, the young Matildas have faced off against South Korea in the Under-20s Women's Asian Cup on a pitch that, well, as you can see, was covered in about 15 centimetres of snow. The match took place in Uzbekistan, where temperatures were sitting at -2 degrees when the game kicked off. And some of the young Tillies hadn't even seen snow before, let alone played in it. But that didn't stop them winning 2-1. Well, that was sort of sport, and this is sort of the end, so we'll see you tomorrow. Sort of. No, we'll definitely see you tomorrow. Bye-bye!